Hello, hello, everyone. Give a couple seconds for people to join. Y'all, just so you know, this is going to be kind of a informal overview of our products. So any questions y'all have, please feel free to put them into the chat box. And after I run through this PowerPoint, we can dive into any questions that you have. All right, we'll go ahead and get started. So welcome, everybody. My name is Michael Atz. I'm account executive here at REPAY, and it's my job to help you with your business, with your accounts receivable and accounts payable, work with you with your workflows, try to make them more efficient, try to maximize cash flow, and inevitably provide you with a better solution to your accounts receivable and accounts payable process. So I'm going to be talking about that. And then we also have Jose Diaz as well on the phone, and he's with Ascent, as y'all know. So I'm going to let him introduce himself now.
Hey guys, I'm the sales rep here. I'm here to help anybody with any questions, of course. And if you're interested in REPAY, we can go ahead and set up a demo after this, more personalized to what your company does and how we can help you.
Alrighty, so today's agenda, we're going to go over some myths in the payment world and ERP world. We're going to go over the challenges for accounts payable and accounts receivable, and then the solutions and how REPAY fits into those solutions. So we'll go ahead and kick it off with the myths here. So first myth is that integrating into an ERP is complicated. It's really not. It's a pretty simple process for us. Takes no more than a couple of days. We set up a sandbox environment for you after everything's set up and run a couple test transactions, and you can be up and running pretty easily in a couple days. Next myth is that it's too expensive moving to an automated platform. There is a setup cost, there is an initial cost to it, but the overall goal of going to an automated platform is to inevitably save you money, right? So on average, it costs about $8 more per transaction to do paper versus electronic. And if across US businesses, if everybody went to electronic versus paper, savings would be around $100 billion for the companies. And so now we'll talk about some accounts receivable challenges and solutions. So this is bringing money into the business, and your card processing, ACH, e-commerce, however it may be that you take money. There's a couple of pretty standard challenges. One is fraud. Unfortunately, it's all too prevalent nowadays. So by outsourcing that to a automated platform and allowing us to take care of all the card information, all the ACH information, everything gets put into our vault, so it dramatically reduces the risk associated with fraud. There's also complications with using multiple systems and then manually entering information from one system over to the other, and the human error that comes along with that, and then the time that it takes to correct any of that human error. There's also slow time to payment. If you're not getting next day funding, then it's a lot slower. With our solution, we can do next day funding. And I've kind of talked about some of the solutions as I was talking about the challenges, but our solutions are the next day funding to optimize cash flow. And there's really not one solution, because there's a million different ways that you can run a business. And so that's why REPAY and Ascent partner together, and we actually learn about your business, what your workflows are, how you do your business day to day. And then we develop a solution based off of that. So that could be any number of things, right? Whether it's just getting you next day funding, whether it's being able to integrate into your website and be able to take cards directly in your ERP system or maybe over the phone. And then we're constantly making enhancements to that. So as technology evolves, as chip readers and tap to pays, now the latest thing, and who knows what the next technology will be. But as those technologies continue to be developed, we're also going to develop with them and give you basically the latest and greatest as you go. The online payment portal and click to pay. So I'll let Jose talk about his solution here in a second for the online payment portal. But the click to pay is a solution that we have for your invoices, and it's basically a link that we put onto the invoices. That way when you send them out to your clients, they receive it and they're looking at their bill due, $100, whatever it may be. There's a little link right there that says click to pay here. That brings them over to a web-based portal that they can then pay that bill. They can pay multiple invoices, see what's due soon, past due, and they can actually bookmark that. And then if they're doing business with you on a regular basis, they can save their information and go into there once a week, once a month, however often the frequency is, and they can pay all their invoices due. Secure storage of card on file data. Basically what that's talking about is tokenization. So no card data is ever saved for us. All the data actually gets tokenized. And so whether they're doing the click to pay or it's directly in your ERP system, all of that gets tokenized for PCI compliance and to eliminate the risk of fraud. And then down at the bottom, the level 3, the payment acceptance, level 2, level 1, 2, and 3. Basically what that's talking about is when you integrate into an ERP, more data can be transferred along with that transaction, which qualifies you for lesser rates. So your Visa, MasterCard, Amex, they all charge a certain amount depending on the card type and depending on the transaction type. When you integrate into an ERP, a lot more data can be transferred with that transaction and qualify you for lower processing rates. And to recap the key features of the AR payments, we have our vault. So everything is tokenized, it's stored with us, it's not stored in your system. So in order for a fraudster to hack something, they would have to hack us and be able to untokenize it, and that is next to impossible. Multi-channel integration. So like I was saying, if you're taking cards directly in the ERP system, you have a website where people can go on and have a shopping cart. You're using a terminal, a POS system, however it is that you want to take payments, we can facilitate. And to that point, however your workflow is, right? So there's a million ways that you can do a workflow in business in order to get paid. And we listen to your workflow and we provide a solution that's tailored to your business and your needs. And then our invoicing solution, I talked about click to pay a little bit, but I'm going to turn it over to Jose now and let him talk about his OSB platform.
So the OSB platform is something that we have for our customers. It's you're able to take payment when you're out there in the field. As you can see here, it all stays on the same page, and you don't have to go jump to different pages to do different things. You can all do it from here, and it connects directly to Sage. Also, you're able to do, oh, next slide. You're able
Yep.
to do invoices, quotes, orders, agreements, and take signatures. Yeah. Go ahead.
So
I'll pass
just
it
a
back to you.
quick, I'm sorry,
I'll
did
pass
I
it
go
back
too
to you.
fast?
Nah, you're good.
Okay. So quick case study. Go Home is a home furnishing company that was using Sage 100. And what they needed was a solution for both their internal employees to maximize their efficiency and allow their customers to pay in multiple forms, not just one form. They also wanted a payment solution that was inside of their ERP. That's part of the ways that their clients could pay them. And so what we did, we implemented REPAY with them and provided them next day funding. And that allowed them to have an improved bottom line. It streamlined their credit card processes. So they were able to get paid faster. Their clients were able to pay them how they wanted to pay them versus being forced into one singular way. And now I'm going to transfer over to AP. So our AP product is the one that actually gets me the most excited. It's a payments as a service solution. So we handle all of your vendor payments for you. Some of the challenges that come about when you're doing your vendor payments on your own is really in the timely processes of gathering ACH information, the bank information, writing checks, getting them approved, following up on checks that haven't been cashed yet, dealing with multiple systems in order to do that, and the duplicate entry that causes and the human error that goes along with duplicate entry, and then security, making sure that you collect the right information, making sure that all of that information is then stored correctly and it's all PCI compliant. And then the lack, if you're using multiple systems in order to do your AP, there's not a centralized reporting where you really have a true understanding of your spend, where when it's all centralized, you can actually look at how much was credit card, how much was ACH, how much was check, what's the dollar amount. So there's a lot more reporting capabilities when everything is centralized. And so our solution is to essentially integrate into your ERP to where when you're making a vendor payment, instead of sending it to a check printer, you send that to us and then we take it from there. So we're going to gather all the information that's needed from the client. If it's an ACH or check, we gather all that and we store that within our vault. But our main goal is to maximize virtual card spend. So the virtual card is a one-time card that gets ran for that transaction. And what we do is we give a % back to you, kind of like cash back on a credit card. So when that payment file comes over, if that vendor has the ability to take a card, then we're going to pay them via card. We're going to get you that cash back. If they don't have the ability to take a card, or maybe the transaction amount is too large, so where they're like, no, I don't want to do a virtual card, we can also do the ACH. And if they don't do any sort of electronic payment, then we can do a check, and we do all the follow-up on the check. We're going to make sure that it's deposited, and that everything's good to go with it. If for whatever reason a check needs to be voided, we take care of that for you. Let's see. I think I pretty much hit all those points. So key features of the AP system is we integrate right into your ERP. So at stage 100, you're just going to say send to REPAY, and then we take it from there. And you get the reconciliation back to you when everything's complete. You have full data capabilities in there. Like I said, you can see the amount of virtual card spend you have, the number of transactions, how much rebate you're getting back, what's the status of everything. You can even set up singular, multi levels of approval. So if you want to have one person approve for a certain amount, but then you need multiple people if it's over X amount, we have the ability to set all of that up. And then our full service vendor enrollment. We have associates here that are called representative assisted payment associates, and they're the ones that actually make these payments on your behalf. So if they have to call in, if they have to log into a website, they're writing the checks, mailing them out, they're gathering the bank information for the ACH, they're doing all the vendor payments for you. And that is, quick stat. Paper-based invoices cost businesses around $171,000 on average per year. So instead of your AP costing you money, our solution is really trying to eliminate that expense and generate revenue for you instead. Quick case study. Performance Automotive Network. They are a car dealership collision center group, and you can imagine the amount of vendors that a collision center or a car dealer would deal with on a daily basis. Pretty much every car that goes in and out of there is going to have a vendor associated with it. So what they really needed was the ability to do hundreds of payments very quickly and easily. And their old solution didn't really have the remittance that they wanted. So signed them up with REPAY, got them going, and we removed the need to deal with vendors not cashing checks because we did that for them. We converted their current check payments to electronic, so their vendors were a lot happier because of that. They were getting paid next to instantly versus when you're paying via check. There's a long time before the money's actually in their bank account. And so the results of that were 76% of the payments were processed electronically in the first month, and 56% of their volume was paid via virtual credit card, which means that they then were getting a rebate of $5,000 per month. And just kind of to wrap things up here before we jump into the questions, AR and AP, having one company that does everything for you, so you're not dealing with multiple companies, it comes with a couple main benefits, which is security. We're going to hold everything inside of our vault for both AR and AP. We're going to try to maximize your cash flow with your AR coming in, and then as well as generating a rebate on the AP side. And then you have full visibility for both AR and AP, it all being held within Sage. You have all the reporting capabilities of that. And then the efficiency that comes along with a more streamlined workflow for your AR side as well as your AP side. And then just a quick slide on some of the e-commerce shopping cart platforms that we work with. Magento, Salesforce, Miva, BigCommerce, WooCommerce, and we are a G2 high performance and momentum leader for 2022. So always like to give a shout out for that recognition. And next steps for us would basically be to schedule a lunch on us, where we would basically give you a $25 Grubhub gift card. You have lunch, we'll talk about your business, we'll kind of figure out what your workflows are and what solutions we can provide to you. And that is our AR and AP solutions in a nutshell. So let me go over here and open up the chat, see if we got any questions. See, Nancy, you're raising your hand. Would you like to come off mute and just ask out loud? Can we just get the AR system? Yes, absolutely. It's one or the other or both. You don't have to do them both together. So yes, you can absolutely just get the AR system. That's correct. Any other questions? All righty. Well, there's no other questions. Maureen Cole has posted a link in the chat, and if y'all are interested in hearing more, you want to go through a discovery, you know, and actually drill into your business and how we can help you, feel free to use that link and get a lunch on us, and we will be more than happy to dive into your business and how we can help.
Well, thank you everybody for your time. Thank you, Michael.
Thank you. Y'all have a good rest of your day.
Okay, bye-bye.
And